Happy Friday, everyone. Meteorologist Stone Schaefer here live for our Friday afternoon First Alert weather update. I want to thank everyone for joining me here today. As always, I'm at the First Alert digital desk. We'll have updates on that snow chance, really all eyes on that snow chance as we head into the weekend. But I did want to take a quick look outside right now because Sky Tracker is continuing to show that lake effect snow across much of the northern portions of mid-Michigan, but even now some light stuff reaching the Tri-Cities and then into the east. I think we could continue this trend over the next couple of hours. It does look like, though, that snow chance should start to lower, at least for tonight. Again, we'll have another chance as we roll into our Saturday and Sunday. If you have any questions, make sure you head over to our Facebook page at WNEM TV5 News. There I do try to answer any of the questions you may have. I do apologize if I miss your question. I don't always have the chance to look over at that chat. But if you've been paying attention, you've probably been on social media, you've probably heard we do have First Alert weather days issued for Saturday and Sunday, and that is because of the snow chance that we have for late Saturday evening into Sunday. So if you have any plans early in the day Saturday, actually looks like it should be pretty fine. You should be able to get out if you're going to continue shopping into Saturday morning. Even Michigan versus the team from Ohio, that game should actually be pretty nice. Now afterwards, if it goes a little bit long, you could start to see some of that snow as you travel home, but the one nice thing is most of the heaviest snow, that's going to be later into the day. We're talking about, I think, 7, 8 p.m. So if you're heading down to Detroit for Michigan State versus Maryland, that's kickoff at 7 p.m. I think that's a game that you could already start to see some of that snow impact travel conditions, but it's going to be after that game that you could have pretty difficult travel across not only mid-Michigan, but all of the state as that snow chance spreads out. So again, some of those details, accumulating snow around 5 to 7 inches. Again, that number is going to have to just be fine-tuned through the next day or so, but most forecasting models have continued to show around that 5 to 7 inch mark by the time we're waking up Sunday morning. So again, expect slow travel. A snowblower shovel is definitely going to be needed, but it's one of those snow events that if you're someone that likes winter activities, obviously snowboarding and skiing or even snowmobiling, we're definitely going to have that snow now as we get here into December. I know trails open up, I think, on the 1st. So that's the one positive. There's always positives to look at when we get snows like this. Winter lovers, you might be fine with it. Winter haters, not so much. So first off, I wanted to highlight some of the winter weather alerts that were issued today. Again, we sort of have two types. We've had that winter storm warning that was issued for counties through the Tri-Cities, sort of the Bay region, all the way out west to Lake Michigan. So with that winter storm warning, that is going to be from early morning Saturday up until Sunday morning 10 a.m. So definitely going to be a little bit earlier out west if you are going out there. Definitely going to be areas that see snow earlier if you're going to Grand Rapids. Just anywhere on the western side of the state, definitely could see that snow earlier. But again, looking like later afternoon for areas like Saginaw, Bay City, Midland. And then we have a winter weather advisory for the remaining states here in mid-Michigan. So definitely going to be seeing that snow accumulation. A few questions here in chat. Scott asked, how strong will the winds be on Sunday? So Sunday, you're going to be looking at probably wind gust up to 25 miles per hour. So I don't think it's anything extreme, but definitely noticeable. Could create some blowing snow conditions. The nice thing is Saturday, winds stay calm. So it's going to be later into the system that we see winds increase. That's always a good thing. And then Troy asks, could counties be upgraded to winter storm warnings if confidence increases, especially for counties like Genesee, Oakland? That's a possibility. Again, warnings, watches for anyone that's maybe new here or is just tuning in. Watches and warnings and advisories, they're issued by the National Weather Service. That's one of the questions we get a lot here at the TV5 First Alert Weather Team is, why didn't you guys issue this warning or watch? Well, that's not what we do. That is from the National Weather Service. So definitely going to see a possibility. I think Genesee County, I think Clare, Gladwin County, those will be areas, there's definitely going to be a possibility to see that upgraded into that winter storm warning as we get through our Saturday night into Sunday, it all falls under a criteria. If I can find the criteria real quick, I think they did post it earlier today, what they're seeing. It's very close. Like, those areas are right on the edge of seeing those upgrades into maybe winter storm warnings. So again, Genesee County, I wouldn't count that out if you do see that upgrade as we get through the day. But again, it's going to be very close as we get through our Saturday into Sunday with that. And no matter what, if you're going to be out traveling or if you have plans, just be prepared that you will come across difficult travel conditions for our Saturday into Sunday. Again, I know Sunday we have Ford Field, Michigan High School Championships, more games continuing on Sunday, so I'm definitely going to see some impacts with those. So let's look at our hour by hour. What can we expect with this system? And I'm going to start off this afternoon. Again, continuing to see some lake effect snow from the north, but it becomes very isolated as we get through our sort of Friday night into Saturday morning. And like I mentioned earlier, if you have travel plans a Saturday morning, maybe you're heading down to Ann Arbor, maybe you're heading down to Mount Pleasant for Central Michigan football, maybe you're just going to travel for family with Thanksgiving plans, you're probably going to have a pretty nice morning. It's actually going to be pretty nice out there. Cloud cover does increase as we get through the morning. That's just ahead of any of that precipitation that we might see. But for the most part, we actually do look to be pretty good across the morning. I think timing-wise, it's going to be right around 3 to 4 p.m. that we start to see that snow chance arrive. We'll be mostly out to the west, so 127 should be the first area in mid-Michigan to see that snowfall. It also, at the start of this system, could be fighting a little bit of dry air. It doesn't last long. We get a lot of moisture transported into mid-Michigan with this system, and that's why we see this snow become very widespread. By about 6 to 7 p.m., I think almost all of mid-Michigan is going to see consistent snowfall at times and heavy snowfall. Now, I know I got asked this earlier off of our Facebook chat, was what type of snow do you anticipate with this system? And luckily, it's sort of your fairly typical winter snow. It's not going to be too heavy. Yes, there could be times where you definitely get some pretty moisture-heavy snow, but it's not going to be long-term like that, and it's not going to be very fluffy either. So even if we get some wind, it may not pick it up as easily as some of that fluffy snow we could typically see. It's just sort of right in the middle, which I think is a good thing for many of us as we get through Sunday. It's going to be that snow that road crews, as they're getting out, should be able to actually have a good sort of handle of. It's just going to be keeping up as we get through Saturday night into Sunday. Because again, this snow continues. I think our heaviest snow rates will be right around 1 inch per hour. That will be probably as early as 10 p.m. through about midnight to about 2 to 3 a.m. Then we'll continue to just see snow carry over into our Sunday morning. So this is 6 a.m. seeing that snow still in areas south of the bay towards the east, and could continue to fall through about midday. But after that, we actually dry off. So lots of the afternoon on Sunday to sort of keep up and catch up with that snow, because I know a lot of people will be returning to work on Monday. And that's always a good thing. I think we can get some of these low pressure systems that they get to Michigan or they get traveling and they stall out. So far, this system doesn't look to want to stall. It wants to just keep moving east and gives us sort of that period from Saturday evening into Sunday morning. And then after that, you see a few light snowflakes falling, especially with lake effect snow, but otherwise it isn't going to be that long of a snow event. So continuing our hour by hour, just showing again some lake effect snow, but otherwise staying on the calmer side. Now, I did want to highlight our winter weather impacts. This gets updated every few hours from the Weather Prediction Center. And what they're showing is we do continue to see those moderate impacts because of the winter weather. So this mostly means you're going to see impacts when it comes to travel. So moderate impacts like we see in Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, out towards Gratiot, Isabella County. And then again, if you're traveling south to Detroit, Lansing, Grand Rapids, your moderate impacts is expect some disruptions to your daily life. Again, it's not anything that's going to go be totally horrible, but I think it's enough that does have those impacts. Obviously, hazardous driving conditions, you're going to want to use extra caution while driving, and just be prepared. You may come across some businesses that just don't open up on Sunday, or disruptions into sort of just your daily life. So just be prepared for that. Again, it's not going to be an all-day thing. I think we have a pretty good afternoon Sunday where most areas should be able to catch up with any of that snow we did see, and puts us in a good situation by the time we get to Monday and we have people going back to work after what was a long Thanksgiving weekend. And then the rest of mid-Michigan, you're still holding on to that minor impact. Again, expect a few inconveniences to daily life, obviously with snow. Just make sure you're using caution as you get around. But like I said, there's a couple positives with this. It's good snow for any of our winter activity lovers. Again, skiing, snowboarding, definitely going to be a better possibility as we get past this weekend. Snowmobiling, and just anything outdoors if you like the winter weather. Definitely have that for us. I did also want to quickly highlight our snow map just to see what we're expecting. Again, this is still subject to change. We still get a better idea as that system moves in. Really hasn't had much change though from this morning. I think 5 to 7 inches is a very good spot that much of mid-Michigan could see. Could it be a little bit higher? Yes, I'm not going to count that out as we get through our Saturday into Sunday. Could it also be a little bit lower? That's also a possibility, and it does start to lower as you move to the east. I think you start to see some influence of some warmer water off of the lakes there. If you live in a shoreline city, there's been a few forecasting models that have areas along the shoreline being as low as about 2 inches. So definitely a possibility to see some lower amounts if you live along the shorelines, but I think for the most part, there's been consistency for the last couple of days that we do see about 5 to 7 inches of snow in most of mid-Michigan. And if you've been paying attention to all of the state, maybe a family out west, it is areas like Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo. I seen Todd earlier, Kalamazoo at 8 to 12. That doesn't surprise me. I think there's a little bit more energy with this system as it moves through the western half of the state. So again, if you're going out to Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, even Lansing, that number could jump up just a little bit more as we get through this event. Quickly, I am going to look at our 7-day forecast. We had those first alert weather days for Saturday and Sunday, and I did see earlier on Facebook someone mentioned, well, all this snow is going to melt and we're not going to have anything through next week. I don't think that's going to be the case because temperatures do look to be pretty cool as we start the new work week. This, again, showing Monday upper 20s, Tuesday upper 20s, Wednesday could be lower 30s, but much of mid-Michigan looks to be lower 30s, upper 20s, and just staying with those cooler temperatures for Thursday into Friday. And you can see our lows are in the teens and even a few single digits. So definitely going to be a cold week, going to be a snowy week. We are not done with the snow yet. Looks like we'll have another system try to move in late Monday into Tuesday. That's definitely on the weaker side, but still more snow to add on. We'll have some scattered snow on Wednesday, and then it does look like by next Friday we could again see some more of that lighter snow. So we're just not out of the woods yet, but definitely the heaviest of the snow is going to be Saturday into Sunday. But I'm going to end it here. I want to thank everyone for joining me. If you missed out on our stream, I am going to stream again at around 9 p.m. just with more updates on what we're seeing across mid-Michigan. We'll obviously have updates throughout the weekend. All of the TV5 First Alert weather team will be watching this system as it moves into mid-Michigan. We'll have updates in the morning, updates in the afternoon. So make sure you're going over to our website at wnem.com. You go to our weather tab. There's updates on there. You can also scan this QR code right below me. That's going to send you to the app stores on either Google or Apple. And there you'll be able to download the TV5 First Alert weather app. And there we'll also send updates if any of the alerts get upgraded. It sends you those alerts. And we'll also have radar on there that you can check just to see, hey, is that snow approaching my location? But again, I hope everyone has had a wonderful Friday. Again, make sure you bundle up, prepare, but I think enjoy it. If you can be indoors for one night, I think you can enjoy it. Stay warm, stay cozy, and just enjoy the weekend as we carry over with some snowy days.